Hello everyone and welcome to the ESL Go4 Monthly Finals. We're here at Zolder first, and as you can see I'm just looking at the times. Storm did a cracking job there, 138.5. The main area to gain time on this is the middle sector. If you nail it right you get tons of time, so he nailed it, so fair play to Storm. We start in 4th position, but I'm going to say this now, my car is acting extremely strange at this point in the race, even already. So coming to this first corner, look how slidey it gets straight off. Look at this. Why? Shouldn't be doing that on the first corner. Now, first of all, maybe it was the curb that did it, but he never did that in practice or in anything I've ever done before. So I was like, okay, this is getting a bit iffy. You can see the car is all over the place. And what I found was that if I turned a little bit, or turn the wheel normally, so slight turn to the right, it wouldn't turn. I had to overturn. You can see I'm overturned there. Look, I'm at 90 degrees at that point, just to try and get the car around the corner because it wouldn't turn. But then, obviously, when you do that, and then suddenly the car turns in, you put power on, it suddenly over rotates. So I was really struggling. I don't know what the issue was. It was really frustrating this. So I've already dropped a position down to 5th. I've got Archon right behind me. What a newcomer Archon's been to the ESL Go4's. Been a cracking racer. I've had some good races. Obviously last time, if you remember at Zolder, me and Archon were side by side in the final, and I just ran slightly wide, got a penalty. That was really annoying. As you see, Fab Iceman get a penalty there. Jody apologised for that. They were side by side in the chicane, which is very dangerous anyway, and I think Iceman just got pushed a bit too far over there. But as you can see, Storm leading at the moment, then it's Jardier, then it's James. James, newcomer to the ESL Go4s as well. He's been a cracking racer. Had some good races with him. And also Murphy's teammate. They've moved from, I think it was Team Momentum to F4H. So it's been good to see them racing as well. It's been nice to see newcomers in the Go4. And I'm talking about the Go4 because this is the last Go4 event. But we're just going up to the first corner, so we're in 4th position. We're back where we were, so not too bad. However, the car's still behaving awfully. And coming into here, look at this. It just instantly oversteers like crazy. So I try and catch it, just can't catch it, and then Popsu hits me. No, Popsu couldn't go anywhere there. He was just following Archon in the racing line. That is the racing line. So essentially, I just give up at that point. I do carry on, but the car is all over the place. I couldn't drive at all. So we come to Algarve, and actually I qualified 3rd this time, which is surprising because I've never raced Algarve. You've seen time trial laps? I've never raced here, especially in these cars, and obviously these guys, most of these guys have raced Algarve because it was obviously one of the rounds in ESL Go4s that I missed. However, let's start with the race. So as we prep to go, we kick off, and I will say now I did a reset of the car, so all I did was load the loose setup again. I've shown you the default setup trick. I just loaded the loose again. It was already on loose. It seemed to fix it. So we're actually going to have a good race here. As you see, James has the inside. I did get a better start initially, and then got Popsu on my right hand side. So I'm very well aware Popsu's there. You've got to keep your awareness very high at the start of an ESL Go4 race. Everyone's very close. Everyone's very fast, remember. So Popsu just on the inside there, and now coming into this left-hander. I'm going to have to let off a little bit more than normal. Use the curb a bit more normal. Does cause a bit of oversteer. However, I give Popsu just enough room on the right as we head down towards this hairpin. Now the hairpin last time was a bit controversial at Algarve. This time all well and good. So I'm on the inside, Popsu on the outside. Iceman trying to follow me through, but Popsu's going to have a better run at the exit. Still in 3rd position, so I'm relatively happy at this point. Now Jardier was fast here last time, so I expected Jardier to be fast here this time. Obviously James was fast here as well because they both had a race. I say I've never raced here, so I was literally trying to just put practice lap in after practice lap in. So if you watch the live stream of this with the qualifying, I literally I was the only one who didn't pit because I kind of forgot to set a pit strategy. It's a bit annoying that you have to pit in order to do this qualifying. But I also wanted to just keep putting laps in, getting faster and faster, getting used to tyre wear because, as I say, I'm not raced here. But continue on with this race at the moment. Popsu in 4th position. James in 2nd, so at this point I'm fairly happy, you know. I reckon I've got enough speed there to keep Popsu behind. James and Jardier aren't that far away. We've got Slipstream. Slipstream's mega on this track. You need it really to help you push along. If you are slower than the guy in front, you do need it because it will help keep up that situation. James has a penalty as well, so that essentially puts me net 2nd. I'm not in the running for the prize money at all at this point. I literally joined this race just for the fun, just for the crack. It's the last Go4. Also, if you haven't noticed, there's no sound. I forgot to enable the sound. OBS is quite complicated in the fact that it records all desktop audio, not just the games. So I have to turn it off sometimes and forgot to turn it on. So sorry about that. I was going to put music on, but I'm talking, so I didn't know if you wanted that. As you just see there, I run slightly wide. I've got to slow down. Now, really frustratingly, because at the moment you can't tell about like how much you need to slow down, and I've not tried the new patch. It's a new patch for Project Cars 2 on PC. I just move over, let people go, take this slow down penalty, hoping that it's finished. So you can see I'm on the throttle, see it start disappearing, so I'll put my foot down. Cooper Sport on his way again. Cooper must hate the fact that he always sees me when I'm just finishing my slow down there as we come into the hairpin. So frustratingly, and you'll see this later on, I do test the penalty system a little bit later on as well. But we catch up to this crazy battle here with Fab Iceman. We've got Bo and Mr. Van Omen, all three of them new to the ESL Go4s for Project Cars 2. They were not. I didn't see them in Project Cars 1. It's just great seeing these guys, and they're racing pretty fairly, pretty cleanly. In fact, very cleanly, to be honest. There's no damage that I'd seen prior to that, and they keep racing on. There's a bit of interpretation about weaving, what's right, what's wrong, but even so, it's clean racing. You can see there they both went to the left and they didn't hit each other. Quality racing. I'm now catching up. Storm's behind me. Storm had a terrible qualifying, then he had an accident on turn 1, so he's obviously going to want to catch up through the field. At the moment, he's not going to win the monthly final. He has to make up some serious positions. I think he has to come 4th in this to win it. So as I say, he's got to really push hard to win that €100. I'm in it for fun, and as you can see, I'm getting very close to Iceman here. So I'm going to look to go up the inside of Iceman. And I just see him there. Now this corner is very complicated in the way it's laid out. It's kind of good actually. It presents so many overtaking opportunities. So I just avoid Iceman there a little bit. He just got a bit of oversteer. I didn't want any contact there to be an issue. But because he ran slightly wide there, he does have a slowdown. I did wonder that. And you're just going to see where he's going to take it. Takes it in a perfect spot, to be fair. Really well played by Iceman. Just breaks a bit later. Lets me go. Takes the slowdown. Really fair play by Iceman. And we saw that at Hockenheim, remember. He didn't realise other than the inside, he let I think 4 or 5 cars go until I overtook him. Honestly, that guy, awesome. Look out for him in any future championships. Big shout out to Fab Iceman. He's a really fair racer. Continue on. We're going to start lap number 6 now, and we're going to try and catch up to Mark Bo, basically. So let's talk about the Go4 a little bit. As I say, it's the last Go4 event, but the Rallycross is still going on, but that's in relation to the A1 League as well. But the last Go4 event. So we've talked about some of the drivers and how great it's been seeing the new drivers and some fantastic racing. As you see here now, I'm right behind Mark, and this is quality racing as we head down to the hairpin. Actually, let's see if I make the move here. Do I go for it? Do I go for it? So I look to the left slightly. I sort of dummy it a little bit so I can get a better line out the corner. Coming into here. Accelerate through. Just get a bit too much oversteer there. So we're just going to stay behind it for the moment. I want to say thank you to the ESL staff and admin. They get so much work from racing, because racing is the only esport that I can think of, unless you can think of one, let me know in the chat, in the comments, sorry, is the only esport where what you do directly impacts anybody else's performance. You know, COD, any shooters, it's literally, we're going to get close here. Let's forget about that for a second. See how I take a different line now than I did with Iceman. Try and get the cut back. That's not going to work. But yeah, as I say, COD, you're playing for yourself, you shoot another player, that's fine. It's not directly impacting their performance. Same with FIFA, you know, real-time strategy games, StarCraft 2. You know, I used to play StarCraft 2, Warcraft 3, stuff like that. Your performance doesn't directly impact the other. Obviously, what your strategy does impacts them, but you don't directly. So if I hit Mark here, I cause a problem to his race and my own race, and it's not his fault. So that's where you know, esports in racing can be difficult. As you see here, I get a better run out of that corner, and we're going to go to the right side of Mark. So we haven't even got slipstream. I'm worried at this point that Mark's getting the slipstream. Miss Van Omen doesn't seem to work. I'm not sure whether he just let off a little bit there, maybe to let me go so he could keep momentum to try and keep this battle with Miss Van Omen going as well. I'm not sure, but I come into the braking zone here. We've made another position, so up to 5th position. So we are coming back slowly but surely. We're starting in 3rd. We can see 3rd place there, Pop 2. So we are doing well. So as I say, I want to say thank you to the ESL staff for that, because they have to deal with a lot of work from the racing. Obviously, little accidents. I've reported a fair few. Even in my very first ESL Go4, I had to report that guy for punting me off on purpose. So yes, big thank you to those guys. If I had won money here, I was actually, if I was allowed, this was, because I was going to ask them if I did win, I was going to actually donate, like, if I won 50, it'd have just been the whole 50. If I won 100, it'd have just been half the 50 to either, like, the two main guys that I know do it, or two or three I think it is. Especially Bush, for example. Bush deals with a lot of questions. He really is involved, so really fair play to Bush. Big thank you to him. We've got Zapping Strike, Drummer, Lustig did it as well, so you know, big shout out to all those guys. I would have actually donated some of that winnings if it was 100 or 50 would be the entire lot to those guys. But yeah, I'll explain why it wouldn't be the 100 in a little bit. As I said, I've thanked all the competitors already. I've had some cracking racing. We just saw the racing with Bo there, with Fab Iceman and stuff. We've still got some cracking racing going on in this race. There's loads of this video to go, as you've probably seen by the timeline. So let's see what happens as we catch up to Mr. Van Omen now. And we're going to have the slipstream on the straight. You can just see Storm is right behind Bo now, so Storm looking to overtake. Obviously, I'm very well aware Storm's there, so I'm looking to try and make positions as quick as possible the further I get away from Storm. Storm's a quick guy. Storm is a very quick guy. Personally, I need a bit more practice on the track to get up to speed. I like to do a practice race, you know, make sure I understand how the car's going to react, things like that. Especially with this tyre wear, fuel wear, I don't like it. I really don't like it in this environment of the ESL Go4s, because I think the tyre wears too much. It seems like it just wears off so fast, and the fuel load and the way the cars react, the lighter they go, I just don't really like it personally. I like the old format where it wasn't tyre wear, wasn't fuel related, and it was all about pace. You know, we're not trying to manage tyres, manage fuel. Well, we're not really managing fuel because it's flat out. That's another issue in another game, which I'll talk about in a different video. But do you know what I mean? The tyre wear I don't like it personally. But obviously that's my opinion. Obviously some people do like it. I just don't like the way it handles. But even so, I want to also give a massive shout out, because I've given a shout out to some of the competitors. VP Gaming, right? When I first started, I didn't know about VP Gaming. But I've had some of the best racing in ESLs, in Go4s, obviously in the multi-class. We're not sure if there's a big championship again this year or not. Keep an eye out for that. But VP, I have some quality races with. So you may have seen we had a good race before the slight accident with Darwin. Isaac, big shout out to Isaac. Honestly, we've had some of the best races ever in any competitions with Isaac. It's been quality stuff. So I honestly see VP as, like, if from all of this ESL Go4s, like the team I respect the most out of any other team, because I know they race fair, they race clean, they're always happy to help the community. You know, they try and do stuff which is just helpful, and they will always race clean, and they will say when something's wrong and they will say when something's right. So, you know, big shout out to them. And obviously GTA is sort of like, we kind of, you know, if I post this to the other guys, they would literally say, yeah, VP Gaming, you know, they're good competitors, and we can have cracking races with those guys. So really big shout out to them. Shout out to our Troll Vision. Oh, we just made the move. I was so busy in this. So we just made the move on Mr. Van Omen there into the first corner. You see how close Storm is now. So look at this, side by side in that corner. Mr. Van Omen's going to have the advantage on the inside, a bit like that I had on Popsu on the first lap. But we're ahead, so we now have to push as hard as we can to get ahead of Storm. Storm's actually lost a bit of time there. Bo on the left. Oh, look at nearly 3 wide. Going to the hairpin as they come in here. Bo looking to make that move, but Storm's going to have the momentum on the outside. So I think Storm's going to get that, but he's got to try and make the move past Mr. Van Omen as fast as he can to try and keep up with me. If he stays in my slipstream, we can then push towards Popsu, because we are catching Popsu. Remember, we had that massive slowdown. We couldn't even see Popsu originally. We can now see Popsu. As we come through here, Mr. Van Omen makes a mistake, and Storm's through. So Storm is going to be pushing like hell now. And we're going to advance a bit further in the race. And a bit trickier to get that merge right, but you see Storm is right behind me. We've been pushing towards Popsu. We've gained a few attempts on Popsu on lap number 10. So as I was going to say before that overtake happened and all craziness started happening, big shout out to Troll Vision for all the streams, commentary, and obviously the pink shirt at the finals. You know, it's been awesome to have the commentary, watch it, you know, spread esports the way Troll Vision has. You know, he's invited people to his community. You know, he does community races all the time. I think Troll Vision does the website. Don't quote me on that. But even so, you know, it's been brilliant. So a big shout out to Troll Vision. And if I make Austria from the Rallycross, I'd say ESL's not over. We're just, the Go4s are over, so the weekly races are over. I might try and do something with a pink shirt. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, so big shout out to Trollvision. Just coming into here, as you see, Storm is not actually catching me up too much on the straight, so maybe he's got damage. But we are catching Popsu. As you see, the gap's like 2.5 seconds now, even less potentially. So we are catching. So I'm thinking here, third, we could get back up to third. That'd be handy. And we're not that far off James, to be honest, you know, in terms of his penalty as well. So we are going to keep pushing. So now just towards what I was going to say with the €100, €50 prize thing. The reason why I wouldn't have given the full €100 is I need to upgrade this PC now. I've decided the graphics card needs an update, and I'm also, believe it or not, I'm out of hard drive space. Even though I've got like 12 terabytes in this thing from all the videos and stuff. You know, all these videos I keep publishing, they take space. I keep the live footage as well, which is compressed, and then I obviously do the edited footage, which you see with the commentary, etc., etc., etc. So I need another hard drive, but I also need a new GPU, I think, because PCars2. It hits GPU hard, and I saw that at Zolder especially, so I wondered whether at Zolder maybe as well, because I was getting frame drops, maybe it was having an effect on the signal to the wheel. It's way out there, like, you know, with that discussion, but so I would have taken €50 to help me upgrade the GPU, because I'm going to go beastly. I'm thinking 1070 or 1080 Ti, you know, big money. So we'll see what happens with that. That should happen next week. As I said, I'm off next week, which is cool. And then I also need to look now to find another way to get my PCars2 fix, because what am I going to do? Got no ESL Go4s. I've only got the Rallycross, so potentially I'm going to try and find a league, maybe Apex Online Racing. I've raced with them before. Maybe join their Elite League, hopefully, maybe. But I'd also love to do the touring car race with like 30 cars on the grid. It'd be epic. Just coming into this first corner. Just lose the rear, hit the sausage. We're going for a spin. Frustrating. So I'm just waiting for the cars to go by, start to accelerate out, but then realise there's other cars coming, so I stop. You know, I'm a fair racer. That was Mr. Van Omen. Bit of an error there. Back onto the grid, back of the field. Frustrating. But yeah, as I say, I'm going to try and find a league, but I also want big, large grids like the touring car race. A 30-car touring car. Ow. Just hit my hand on the desk. Big 30. I'm gonna. Just on the video, by the way, I'm gonna show you now. I'm gonna run wide on purpose. See me straight in the car there, just on purpose. Just gonna test this. What penalty would I have gotten if I didn't take my slow down, and therefore would have been in the race potentially for second place? Because Jardier was on fire this race, I think. So we'll see that in a minute. As I say, a big, large grid of touring cars, I think, would look epic. So I will look for that as well. But I want to thank everybody for the support they're giving me. There you go, 3 seconds. So I feel like I actually damaged myself by taking that slow down, because I think I lost maybe 5-6 seconds. Then all the fighting to get back through the field, where I could have just taken a 3-second penalty. Bit frustrating. But yeah, I want to thank everybody for supporting me during the ESL races. I do watch the live streams back when Trollvision does them, or Rene does them. Big shout out to Rene, by the way. Going from Tidgney to Tidgney. You know, he got my name right eventually. There is a G in there. So yeah, big shout out to Rene for some of the tournaments and stuff. As I say, we've still got Rallycross, but I'm not disappearing from Project Cars and ESL. It's just the Go4s, which are ending for now. I'm hoping they do come back, because they are good racing. Yes, there's some issues. We've obviously had the recent PCars2 patch. And as you saw, by the way, I just got my fastest lap on the last lap, even though my tyre wear is pretty much nearly gone. Who knows? And I'm up again. Weird. You know, PCars2, I'm still going to be racing. Rallycross, still going to be racing. I'm going to try and bring you some different videos of PCars2 as well, because I do enjoy it. But yeah, it's just Go4s. I enjoyed the Go4s. I think they're good racing. Yes, there's some controversy. The new patch has helped, I believe, with a slowdown issue. It'd just be nice to know what penalty you would get if you didn't slow down. It'd be nice, because then you can make an actual judgment, or how long you have to slow down for. Because that's also a bit tricky. As you see, we're another 10th up. I don't get this. I've got no tyre wear. How the hell am I a 10th and a half up? I think fuel weight has a bit of an issue in this game. I once fueled up fully at Bathurst in an endurance race, and the fuel, yes, fuel weighs a set weight, but it seems crazy that it weighs so much. I've never really, I don't know. I don't think it should make. It should make a difference. It shouldn't make that much of a difference. I mean, I'm talking like 7-8 seconds difference between half a tank and a full tank. It was weird. Maybe it's a bug, I don't know. But a lot of bugs have been fixed in the recent patch. But we are coming to the end of the video. I just run slightly wide here, which is why I lose the time. Otherwise I would have probably done a 52-0, maybe even a 51. How crazy would that have been? But thanks very much for watching, guys. Thanks for all the support again through the ESLs. I watch all the live streams and see all the comments and stuff. I'm always here. Write a comment if you've got any questions with Go4s or about the racing. But that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow, and the crazy next week of double video week, 2 videos a day. But thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time.